Greetings. My name is Lehloganola Precious. My surname is Tobejane. My student number is 50305697.
Hi, my name is Jabulo Kevin Masangu, student number 492388086, and I am expert number 1.
Hi, I am Umpimete Mzangwa, and my student number is 45719128.
Good day, my name is John DeToy, student number 50324683. Thank you, and I am expert 3.
Hello, my name is Michael Peterson. My student number is 52098826, and I played the role of expert 4 in the assignment. Thank you.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to English 101. You're going to the show for lunch, where we dive into the art, essay, and build up a little bit fun. Well, today I have 4 experts that will be joining us. Expert 1. What is the interconnection between listening and speaking? Without any further ado, I hand over to our expert 1. Kevin.
Listening is a vital component in language learning because it provides input necessary for developing speaking skills. Richard's 2008 suggests in his exploration for listening and speaking that these two skills should not be viewed as isolated from one another, but they form a part of a dynamic interaction where speaking is an output dependent on comprehensible input, which primarily comes from listening activities.
In conclusion, listening is not merely a passive skill, but an essential precursor for effective speaking. Successful language acquisition relies on the integration of both these skills in practice and instruction. Thank you.
Well, unfortunately, our expert 2 couldn't join us today, but then will be joining us via Zoom. Now, here's the question for expert 2.
Greetings to everyone in studio. Apologies for not being able to make it in person due to unforeseen circumstances. However, I'm grateful and happy to be part of the panel and to join you online. Teaching listening and speaking has a lot of approaches. It involves a lot of approaches and different approaches. For one, Scribinity discusses 2 methods which are efficient to developing these skills, like communicative language learning, where interactions are given to, or rather allowed amongst students, so as means of learning. And the other one is task-based learning, where students are engaging with real-life tasks, and both these methods help students develop a more of a way of being able to equip themselves with skills of listening and speaking. Moving on to other scholars like Hema. Hema uses the audiolingual method. The audiolingual method is a method whereby students listen and repeat the language patterns so as to enable themselves to develop a more automatic language response. And this helps a lot when students are starting out to learn a new language or are still young and learning a language. However, Hema also states that it's very important to learn a language in context. If you're going to learn something, contextual speaking is very important, and it is beneficial and more efficient.
Now, our expert 3 will be telling us all about the inclusive strategies that teachers have to work along with for the learners to be able to thrive through the skills of listening and speaking. I introduce you our expert 3, John.
In teaching listening and speaking, it is a very important part of an inclusive classroom, because as we all know, in an inclusive classroom, we have learners with a vastly diverse range of learning abilities and barriers to learning. So these abilities need to be addressed, and how can we do that? So first of all, Thompson says that differentiation is a pivotal aspect in achieving inclusive, conducive spaces for teaching in classrooms. So this is done by adapting teaching methods to apply to these learners, to adapt to their different ways of learning, because they are also different. Secondly, I want to mention Mitchell, and he writes on the inclusive education evidence reports that in order for inclusive education to be effective, visual aids need to be used, information needs to be repeated, and we need to allocate more time for learners to reflect on their words to understand it. Lastly, I'm going to finish off by discussing what Giddens has researched and written on scaffolding. So he describes scaffolding as the backbone of a conducive inclusive classroom, because scaffolding is where you break down a big chunk of work and you break it down into smaller chunks. And then you spend time on each phase or each chunk, and this is very effective for the learner, because the learner remembers the work because they keep on practicing repetition. So it's more effective, and these are just some ways for practicing some inclusive tactics and strategies for listening and speaking in inclusive classroom.
Now, our 4th expert will be telling us about how to address the challenges regarding listening and speaking. Handing it over to Michael.
When it comes to teaching, listening and speaking, there are several aspects as educators that we have to have in concern. First of all, students in the classroom have anxiety and lack of engagement. We as educators can solve these problems through enforcing a positive environment in our classroom to make the students feel comfortable. You all highlight that students don't feel comfortable when speaking. We have to boost their confidence and give them not the anxiety that they have. When you look at this, you have to have an open-headed mind. When you say, when you have arguments that you introduce to your students, they have to be comfortable within each other. Introducing these strategies to your students, we all can be comfortable in the classroom and accept who we are. Thank you.
Thanks to all our experts for joining and sharing their expertise with us. That's all for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.